to my channel. So today we're going to do my shop my stash. I've been going through these items for a long time, so I'm so excited to be switching things out. So straight away I'm just going to go run through everything I went through this last month, and then we're going to pick some new ones. So I've been going through the Revlon Candy Concealer. I do enjoy this. I think I might be adding this to my project pan at some point because it'd be nice to finish it. I went into the Gloss Gods little cloud bronzer quite a few times. This is fun. This is very small though, but it's like a baked gelée formula, and actually it's quite nice. It's just a little bit harder to work with because you have to like build it up. Then I've also been using the Glamshop light coverage foundation quite a lot. I've been mixing this with the NYX Blur if I have gone into this, or I've been mixing this with my NYX Bear With Me concealer because I'm trying to finish that in my project pan. So this one's been more of a mixing because it is light, very light coverage, and it makes things like this one, which is pretty thick, more serum-y based. So yeah, I've actually been using a lot of this. I also really have enjoyed this one. This is also from Glamshop. It has settled a little bit, but this is the Elixir, and it's a little bit like of a shimmery, I wouldn't say shimmery, but it's a nice sort of glowy base. It's part of sort of my primer collection. I don't know if I'm in focus, but anyway, I've been enjoying that. Loved my e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder this month, so that's been good to use. I've got my Beauty Bay face palette. I've been enjoying this too. I've mostly gone into the blushes. I don't think I went into the highlighter at all, and I think I might have gone into the bronzer maybe once or twice, but definitely the blushes. It doesn't look like it. It honestly looks like I haven't used it at all. But I have actually gone into these. They're just so pigmented, you don't need a lot. Oops, this one is part of my project pan, so I'm going to put that down there. I do have my Nabla pressed powder. This one I've almost hit pan in. You see that big little dent there. So I kind of want to keep it out to keep going, but let's think about it before I might pull a different powder, but this might still end up in my Shop My Stash. I'm not sure yet. Then I've also been really enjoying the ColourPop Night Bloom blush. This one I really love, and it's a unique shade for me in my collection, so this has been fun to use a few times. Gone into my Technic Vitamin C Brightening Primer. I have enjoyed this too. It's not it's honestly quite similar to this. It gives like kind of a nice glow. It has a little bit of a base, but not too much. So I do kind of feel like these two are very similar to each other. I also have my What's Up Positivity Primer. This one I've been enjoying. It is very lightweight. It's fine. It's an okay primer. I don't have too many opinions, but I have enjoyed it. Went into my Revolution Hydra Base. This one, I've hit the bottom. I've hit pan. There's really not a lot of product in here for such a big, chunky packaging. It's only 25 ml. Yeah, you don't actually get that much in here, so I don't think this is going to take me long to finish if I kept it out, but I'm going to put it back for now. Also went into my Misha Cover Cushion, like Magic Cushion foundation. Not my preference, honestly, but I have enjoyed it every time I've used it on my face, to be fair. I feel like my skin's always looked okay. Been going into my Wet n Wild concealer a lot. This one I think I will definitely be putting in my project pan because I took the stopper out and I have been using it quite a lot. So expect to see that in there soon. The Gloss Gods liquid blush. This is the shade Lover. I've really enjoyed this. I've actually used this quite a few more times than I expected, so I'm not a huge fan of liquid blushes, but I do really like this one. Then we have this Essence Magic Filter Glow Booster. This is definitely, for me, a nice liquid highlighter. And it's a very subtle highlighter to the point where you don't think I've put highlighter on my cheeks. It just gives a really natural glow. And I have realized this month that I've actually enjoyed it. Then we have the Catrice More Than Glow highlighter. I don't think I've gone into this too much, I'm afraid. I think I just had quite a lot going on. Got the Revlon Galaxy Dream Photo Focus holographic highlighter palette. This one I've gone in, I think, just a couple of times, but I pulled it for fun. Wasn't something I'm going to use all the time. Then my Blush Crush from Essence. Really enjoy this shade. I actually almost picked up another shade of this, but they didn't have the one that I wanted, so I did not. But I might end up picking more shades if I find ones that I want. Then we have my Bobbi Brown. I went into this once, so that was a big fail, but this is the shade Heat Ray. I don't know, you know, I think I'm holding on to this because I spent so much money on it, and it actually is a really beautiful shade, but I just don't go into single shadows like this anymore. But anyway, I did use it once, and then this one I only used once as well. It's from ColourPop, and this is the Stare Down shade from their Haunted collection, like the Haunted Mansion collection. So that one I did go into once. This one shouldn't be in here. It's perfume. Okay, moving on to lip products. I did go into the same ones over and over again. So I have my Maybelline Lifter Gloss. This is in the shade Stone. Really enjoyed that. I've got my Glamshop. This is the Velvet. What is this one called? It's the shade Kiss Kiss. It's like their velvet tinted lip. I really enjoyed that shade too. This one of my favorites for this last month, the Air Blur from Revolutions, one of their newer products too. And I definitely want to pick up a couple more shades. So this is really soft on the lips. I've enjoyed it. I did go into this. This is the Holiday Gems from Kiko Milano. I actually only went into this because me and my mom did each other's makeup. If you didn't know, I had my parents come stay with us and it was raining quite a lot. And so one day we were like, let's do our makeup together. So she used this on me. And it was quite fun. So that one was used, and we have the Pixie Shea Butter Lip Balm. I've used that. My Essence lip liner in the shade Because It's Iconic. I used that a few times. Went into my number 7, what is this called? Rose Mist shade. And actually a few of you said you really like this shade on me in one of the videos, so maybe I will use that more. Went into my Melt lip tint. This is the shade Sydney, which is a really pink, pretty one. Love my ColourPop Ultra Matte lip, as you know. This one is the shade Beware. Went into my Own's Eye. This is the Love Jasmine. Beautiful shade. I think I mixed that with a different shade. But yeah, that's a nice little brownie nude. Went to my NYX Soft Matte Cream. This is the shade Antwerp. I did, like, when I did my lip tint collection ranking video, I put this at the bottom of the reds, and then I wore it for a video and a bunch of you said you loved it. So I don't know, maybe it's not my least favorite, right? Because you all said you liked it. Went into my Superstay Vinyl Ink from Maybelline. This one is the shade Peachy. So I think my vinyl inks, somebody mentioned that I should shake them. So I'm going to try to shake them just to see if a lot of the pigment is at the bottom, because I'm finding that they're just not working anymore. So that might be a thing. I've got my Fenty Beauty in the shade Fussy. I have actually been enjoying that recently. I've got my Becca in the shade Garnet. So use that. And that was kind of a fun, crazy video. Went into my Nomad Fête de Provence lip gloss in the shade In La Fête. And this is, I thought it was In the Mel, this one, but it's In La Fête. Beautiful. It's very shimmery, but actually looks amazing on the lips. Went to my Rimmel London little very pale shade in the shade Candy. That one I used. A bunch of pinks and nudes as always. And then I went to the Desic. This one, I don't have a shade name. It's the shade 3. I use that more than once. So some of these I used more than once this month. I went into my Model Co. in the shade Kitty. This is a really nice pinky nude as well. And then lastly, I went into another lip liner, my BH Cosmetics. So yeah, that's everything I went into this month. Let's put everything away. And then the exciting part of picking new stuff. Okay, obviously it goes without saying, all of the eyeshadow palettes I picked for last month, I will be talking about them in my eyeshadow roundup. So if I didn't already talk about them in February, I will talk about them at the end of this month. And spoiler alert, I did actually end up going through all of the eyeshadow palettes that I pulled from my Shop My Stash. So I will be pulling loads more new ones, which is always fun. Because I do have a few new items. I did kind of break my no-buy, or slash low-buy this month. My mum was here and we like to shop, and I didn't really want to restrict myself for any silly reason. So I did end up buying quite a lot of Essence. As you'll see over here, I bought the whole blush collection, like the liquid blush collection that they have, and also the highlighters. So I definitely want to try these. I think I'm just going to pull all of them. I know it's a little excessive, but obviously I haven't tried any of them. So I'm going to pull all of these. So I've got obviously there's like a baby pink one. This is the shade 10. This one is the shade 30. I don't know. I don't understand their shade names. And this is the shade 40. And then the highlighter is the shade 10. They only actually had one oh no, they had two, I think. This was the lightest. So yeah, I'm going to pull all 4 of these straight away because I'd like to try them out. Obviously, as I said, I'm not a huge liquid blush person, so me buying all those is kind of ridiculous. I am going to pull some other powder blushes because I prefer powder blushes. So I'm going to pull this from Kiko Milano. This is the Tuscan Iris. And yeah, I kind of want to play around because it's a lot more neutral. So I'm going to pull this. To bear in mind, it's going to be spring soon, and I feel like the weather is changing. We've had so much rain, but I do expect it to change. I'm going to pull my NYX Pump Right Back up because I love this primer, but I also don't remember it. So I'm going to pull this because my only memory is that I love it, but it's been a while. So we're going to pull that. I think let's pull another blush, although I am trying to pan in one in my project pan, so I might maybe hold off. Oh, this is a new one. So I'm stupid. I keep buying powders and then not liking them, so I've got another one here. This is from Technic. So there is quite a big counter of Technic, Catrice, and Essence where I live. That's why I tend to buy that stuff because it's very accessible to me. This is the vitamin C. They have a whole range of vitamin C. So I had already tried, obviously, their liquid highlighter vitamin C, the primer vitamin C. I did end up grabbing this one just recently. It's their finishing powder. It's like a loose powder. So we're going to pull this. And I also picked up their concealer. This is an under eye brightener. So not so much a concealer. So we're going to grab this for under eye brightening because those are trigger words for me, for sure. If something says under eye brightening, I'm like, yes, give it to me. I want that. But I also did pick up the Essence Skin Loving Sensitive Concealer just to try it because why not? I clearly don't have enough. So we're going to also try this. So yeah, a bunch of new products there. Let's see, what else do we want to grab that we want to play around with? Maybe, I know it's huge and massive, but maybe this PLouise highlighter palette. Obviously, it's impossible to get out because I have everything wedged in here like a jigsaw, but here it is. So I always read this as GEO, but it's CEO, which is stupid of me for not realizing that. But yeah, obviously it's that. So we're going to pull this because I recently spoke about it in my palette ranking video, and I kind of want to get a little bit more clarity if I want to depot these shades, if I want to keep them as is. So let's pull it and just play around. I think I'm also, not that I really consider these to be primers, because they are mostly SPFs, but I'm going to pull both of these Vitamin C Garnier SPFs. I've already actually just been using this anyway naturally, and this one's more of a tinted one, and I might get, actually, let's just pull one for now. I'm going to pull the invisible one for now because I still don't have, like, obviously any tan, so what's the point of having a tinted one? Yeah, let's pull this for now, get some use out of it because I've already been using it, so I figured why not. All right, we haven't pulled a foundation, so I need to figure out what foundation I want to use. I think I'm going to pull these two because this one's too dark and this one's very pale, but I do enjoy both of them. So I think if I mix them together, they're both very serum-y, and so I think they have a similar finish and obviously texture. I think that they will mix decently well, and they'll just make each other perform better because I find my perfect shade between the two of them. So I think I'm going to pull both of these. Obviously throughout the month, if I need to pull something else, I will. It'd be nice to pull a pressed powder. I've already been going into this month occasionally just because I've wanted to. So this is made by Mitchell Eyelights. I'm going to pull this again. I really enjoy it. I also would secretly love to hit pan in this. So we're just going to pull this because, you know, why not? I'll have a loose powder one that I'm testing out, and then also a tried and tested one in case the other one I absolutely hate. I'm trying not to pull anything that's going to compete with my project pan. So do I want to leave it at that or do I want to pull more? I don't have a bronzer, so let's pull this. This is from Glamshop, and this is their, whatever this is called, bronzer. And actually I really enjoyed it when I tried it, but I haven't tried it too much since I bought it in December. So let's pull this and have fun. And then I think I'm going to pull my Gloss Gods bronzer as well. This is the shade You Are Thoughtful, which I think is their lightest shade. It looks a bit dark, but actually it shears out really nicely from what I remember. So I'm going to pull this too. And I did see that somebody used my Gloss Gods link and code, and thank you so much. I mean, it is affiliated, so obviously I got a little kickback. So if you're watching this, thank you. It was really cool to see that. So all those details are in my description, but that was super cool. So thank you. I think that's it. I've got tons of highlighters. I've got all the liquid blushes. I've got one powder blush. I am panning. Yeah, I think that's it for this drawer. I might need to pull something else later on, but for now, let's move on. All right, cool. So my lipstick collection has exploded a little bit. I did pick up quite a lot. I will be pulling that naturally over the course of the next month. So in my next Shop My Stash, I'll obviously talk about any new items, but I did grab a bunch of new Essence. Not new, but like new to me. So I got a couple of their long-lasting lipsticks, a few more of the lip liners in the 8 Hour Matte Comfort formula because I kind of enjoyed it, and I got another tinted kiss because I have one of these already and I wanted a different shade, so maybe I'll go into it today. But yeah, that's kind of exploded quite a bit. I have been cramming eyeshadow in here as best as I can. So let's start pulling some eyeshadow palettes because that's always the fun part, and then I have to think about like what I actually want to use this next month. So I think I'm gonna pull What's Up Beauty. This is the Geodes. I definitely think this is a really nice palette for the spring, so we're gonna pull this one. I also want to pull my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I'd like to get more use out of this, and it is a very beautiful spring palette for me, so I'm going to pull that one too. Honestly, I'm going to eventually do in a week or two the spring palettes that I want to go through over the course of the next few months. So some of these will be in there naturally, but I'm just thinking like, what do I want to use now? So I'm going to pull Gal on Mars because I was going to go into this actually a couple months ago and I didn't. And I want to use it a little bit more because I've really just used 2 shades, or if that really, and I think there's some really beautiful pinks and oranges in here. So I want to pull this too. I think I also might want to pull the Galactic Visitor from Singe Beauty. This is a really nice palette, and I think it has some really interesting tones. It's not my typical spring palette, but I think it might be a good transition into spring, so I'm going to pull this. I think I also want to give this another shot, which is the Gloss Gods Let's Pop. And this is the Peach Pop one, obviously for spring. I mean, maybe I'm putting this a little too soon, but I think let's try to give this some love, and so I'm going to pull that as well. Oh, what else? What else? What else? Okay, so straight away in here, I'm going to pull this one. This is a new palette for me. This is the Astro Nova. This came out late last year for Revolution, and I really want to go into this more. And this one is definitely, this screams March time for me with the grungy greens, moving into spring with all these colorful pinks. So I'm going to pull this. Ooh, oh, I'm getting excited. I'm going to pull too many. I just know already I'm pulling too many. So anything that I pull from my Shop My Stash, I try to put all the palettes in here, and I have 7 options. So I've already pulled 6. So let's think about the last one. Obviously I have the Lovers. I'm not sure if I want to pull this right now, which shock horror. I mean, yes, I know I've said that. I think I want to pull this. This is Lunar Beauty Moonshroom. I just haven't gone into this enough, and it's still really rainy, so I'm thinking this will work for those rainy days leading into some brighter spring days. So we're going to pull this one too. Oh gosh, it is so weird being in front of camera. I have not been in front of a camera for 2 weeks. I did film quite a lot of videos ahead of time, and I was just trying to take a really nice long extended breaks. It was my first day back at filming and not having anyone in the house. And yeah, we're gonna do makeup. I've actually not even done my makeup that much. I thought I would do shorts every day, so I would still be able to like keep that up, but I haven't. So I'm sorry about that, because I know a lot of you like my shorts, but honestly, I haven't been wearing that much makeup. So it's been quite nice just taking a break and just not having to think about that, quite honestly. I have missed it though, so I'm actually excited. But it was so nice. I had my parents come stay, which I've said, and I've had my computer turned off the whole time, like literally the whole time, and not turned it on once, and you know, distracted myself with anything. And it was like the nicest thing. So I wasn't working during the week that they were here, and they were only here for 10 days. Honestly, less than that, to be fair, because some of them are traveling days. And when I did do my makeup during that time, I obviously was going through my Shop My Stash items or my Project Pan items. And I wasn't really doing anything creative or even trying to, because I just was trying to do my makeup quickly because I didn't want to spend too long doing it. I'm going to go into the Garnier. Not that the sun looks like it's coming out today. When I say it's been raining every single day. And I don't want to be sitting on here and being like the typical British person and say, you know, talk about the weather, because that's literally all we do. But it rained every day they were here, which was so crap. So that was unfair. Like, it's been honestly, like the week that they were here was the worst weather week that we've had in a long time. We had like storms, thunderstorms, heavy wind, heavy rain, light rain. The sun would pop in and out every 2 minutes. The sun would pop in and then all the clouds would come, so you couldn't even sit outside. And then there were so many rainbows because it would be sunny, raining, and cloudy all at the same time. Really like crazy weather. So I feel so bad because they came obviously at not a great time to come. But it, you know, how can you predict it? You can't predict it going into this one now. So we'll see. But yeah, I had a really nice time. It was honestly so relaxing. Like, we really didn't do that much, but it was just so nice to be with them. And it's just always so nice when they come, and normal, and my son just loves them so much. You know, he was so happy the whole week that they were here. It was just very evident that he loves his grandparents, and he has little different bonding moments with each of them, which is always so lovely to see. I got new clips, if you noticed. Like, they are super cute. Super cute. I did do a bit of shopping. As I mentioned, I did buy quite a lot of makeup, not expensive makeup by any means while she was here, but I did buy a lot of essence and just other crap. So oopsies, it is what it is. Let's go into foundation. So I'm going to mix these two and see how it does. And then I'll figure out throughout the month if I need to work on anything else. So yeah, this month my beauty bank's gonna be looking bad because I did buy so many lip products. Obviously they're all just small items and they don't cost a lot, all those Essence like lip liners and stuff. But the way that I have my point system, any new item deducts as 1 point. So yeah, it's not gonna be a good month for me when I jump on there, unless I manage to finish quite a lot of items in the next couple of weeks, which could be a possibility because I did have quite a lot that were, you know, soon to be done or almost done. So we'll see. But I'm not going to be worrying about it. It is my project. And honestly, if I fail, I fail. I am going into it with the best intentions, but you know what? I am still a human being trying to figure out her way in life. And it's just makeup, it's not serious. I don't really like talk about it. I don't talk about serious things on my channel most part when it comes to do with like world events or politics or anything like that, because A, I don't feel like each and every one of us has to have an opinion on absolutely everything. And B, my channel has nothing to do with that. My channel is makeup. And see, I don't need to impose my views on other people, but I can't help feeling a little bit like worried about where the world is going, what's happening, and like, like what's going to be happening. There's been so much going on recently, and it's pretty much all out of our control, which I think is the scariest thing. Yeah, I see this stuff. This is just too dark for me. Like, I'm trying to blend it into my neck and I can't. I should have just used the Wet n Wild because this one is more my neck color. So yeah, my foundation is going to look a little bit off. Let me just zoom you in a little bit, and you're a little bit too down. I really need a proper stand. I do not have a proper stand for you. So I'm like using the same stand as I've always used, but that's fine. You don't need to see the top of my head. It's fine. But yeah, definitely is kind of a worrying time. Okay, let's go into some of these cream items because I have so many. So I'm going to go into this, which is not new. This is the liquid bronzer from Glossgods. And I do remember liking this, but I also don't remember it. So it's always good. I haven't filmed my bronzer ranking yet, and I haven't filmed my blush. Although I did actually film my blush, but I had to, it didn't work. Like it got kind of corrupted, so I have to refilm that. But then obviously I have all of these new blushes. I don't know if I'm gonna include them or not because it's so many. So it's good that I'm pulling this now, and any that I do try, I guess I can, you know, talk about. But yeah, it's good for me to figure out if I like this, which I think it blends in fine. I don't think it dries down that fast. So, you know, I put those dots on the top of my head and then I did the rest, and then I feel like it just blended seamlessly. So I do think it's a nice cream bronzer, or like liquid bronzer. I do think it's nicer than my Physicians Formula. My Physicians Formula, I do feel like my skin ends up looking muddy, but it also might be the shade. I think this is just a really nice warm shade, but not too warm. So it's almost neutral, but then it's nice. I think it's nice. Let's look at these concealers. I don't know. Okay, so I think we're gonna go into the Essence one because this is pretty pale. So I'm gonna put this underneath, and if I feel like I need to put a little bit more, I'll put the Technic one to brighten. Or we might not even go into the Technic today. I'm not sure. But this one, what shade do I have? This is shade 5. I think it's pretty pale, yeah. So I think it will be brightening. It doesn't seem too thick. I'm interested because it says it's the sensitive one. So I don't know. It's like fragrance free. I'm just wondering how this will work if I will prefer it over anything else that I have. I'm hoping that I do because I've had such trouble with my under eyes, and it always is the same over winter. I feel like I don't notice my under eyes in the summer because my skin is less dry, and so it just appears less wrinkly. In the winter I just look like I've gained 10 years on my life. So we'll see, but this is pretty actually, and this is very brightening. Okay, I don't even think I need to try the other one, to be fair. I've got this one and it's pretty. We are going to try the loose powder though, the Technic translucent finishing powder. It's a finishing powder, not, does that mean I'm not supposed to put it under my eyes? Probably. Oh my gosh, I can't get the plastic off. 2 hours later. Look at this. I don't know if you're going to see that. That is crazy. Okay, I do like this concealer. It's a nice, oh my gosh, this is like a net. Oh my gosh, there's so much in here. Oh my gosh, so much powder under my eyes. I do not advise to do this. But you know what? Oh no, this is gonna get all crusty. All crusty, Lucy. No. Okay, let's do this. I don't want to bake forever because I don't want to look 100 years old. So let's just go like this. What do we think? I still see really dark circles under my eyes. I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay, I don't know about that, if I'm being completely honest. Let's go into one of these. Do I do like 2? I don't really know. Okay, I'm all over the place because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what these products are. I usually like to do my eyes before I do blush. So maybe let's do eyes first. And then I will also do the bronzer. Let's do the bronzer now, set at least that part of my face. So remember, this is the Glamshop bronzer. And I think I've only used this once. But I think it's a really nice light shade for me. This is number part 2. So I guess it's shade 2. I don't really know. I will say this, Glamshop doesn't seem to have very good shade ranges. So there is that when you shop there. It's a Polish brand, but I have enjoyed almost everything that I've bought from them. And this is a really cute compact. So that's all set. And then we'll go back in with the Essence blush. But let's do eyeshadow. So what eyeshadow are we going to do? What are we going to do? I think I will go into this one just because a few of you were interested to see a little bit more from it. I'm going to go into this dark green, which is Enigma. So yeah, we had a really nice time. And, you know, my mother is for sure my best friend. And we don't even have to be talking, but just as long as like we're in the same room, hanging out, we just are so at ease with each other. It's just a really nice relationship that we have. And I'm so blessed for that. And I'm so happy that they were able to come over because they knew, I kind of said this before they came, but they knew, you know, obviously they knew Rascal, our dog, and they loved him. And when they found out of his passing, you know, they were like crying their heart out because they've known him his whole life. And my family are big dog people anyway. And they've spent a lot of time with Rascal. And so they knew, and also they knew like how much he meant to us. So they were heartbroken for us. So they knew like we had like gone into like, we started this year pretty rough, let's just say. And so I guess it was important for them to come see us. And it was just so nice, even though the weather was so awful. It was just so nice for them to come because I don't know. I feel like it's what I needed, and Sebastian had such a good time. Who's my son, Sebastian, and he had such the most wonderful. I'm going to go into this shade from the Moonshroom. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, but I feel like I don't want to do an all green look. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now, he is not somebody who is lovable with everybody. He needs to warm up with you, but he knows them so well. And obviously remembers them from when they were here, because usually they come to stay and it's like a month. So this is the shortest time they've come to stay for a while. But he just instantly was so happy, and I kept telling him, you know, your grandparents are coming, and he was just so excited before they came up. And it's just so lovely to see that in a little child. And he's not like that with everyone. And I'm just so happy that he's like that with my parents. And he got my dad to read so many bedtime stories. Oh my goodness. I don't think my dad ever read as many books to me as he read to my son the last week. It was so nice. So nice to see. And honestly, it was really nice to have a little bit of a break. I'm not going to lie, you know, because my dad wakes up super early and my son sometimes wakes up super early. So instead of me or my partner having to wake up super early, he took the early morning shift, which is always so nice. But, you know, and that was a lot of fun. That was nice. Nice to have more people in the house to help us out a little bit, and for us to take a little bit of a back seat sometimes if we want to catch up on sleep and whatnot. That's a pretty shade with that blue. That green. What am I saying? But I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just blend these a little bit. Obviously, if they lived here, or if I lived back in England, they would see him way more. But because I live here and I don't live in England right now, Every moment with them is like so cherished, and I really, really love that. Okay, back into this one. We're going to go into this shade Nebula. I'm not entirely sure what it does, but I think I'm going to try to put it here. It might be a, ooh, Makeup Revolution. What is this? Wow, that's actually beautiful. How did that come from that? Okay, let's see if it swatches all right. Okay, this is a pretty shade. What? I do think this is a fun palette. This has been a little surprising to me. I think they're full of surprises sometimes. Kind of get what you expect most of the time with Makeup Revolution, but sometimes it's like, hold on a minute. Which brand is this? This is actually a really pretty color. It's not a blinding indie shadow by any means, but it's very pretty. It's a bit darker than I envisioned, but it's still really pigmented shade, and it is very smooth, and it's, you know, the type of shade that obviously not going to crease or anything, so it's quite wearable. Wow, I've done a dark look. I mean, it's very dark and gloomy today, so you know, that's why I'm like, let's do a dark look. But what do we do now? Okay, maybe back to the Moonshroom. There is this beautiful shade Magic Mushroom over here. Let me just swatch this. I think this right on top of that other one, just to make it more impactful. I'm just tapping it on, or dabbing it on. Did I say tapping? I don't know what I'm talking about. Just dabbing it on, and look, it made it look way more wet now, but didn't change the color too much. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, gorgeous, gorgeous. What else are we gonna go into? I think we have to, right? Let's try to find something in here that we can go into. The Gloss Gods Gal on Mars. I don't know if you can still get this. I was so happy that I was able to get it when they brought it back in stock, but it might be out of stock again. I want to go into a shade I haven't gone into. Maybe this one. I'm just gonna have to swatch them because I don't know what they do. That is gorgeous, but it doesn't really go. Okay, that's gorgeous. What's this one like? Oh my gosh, this is a beautiful palette, but I don't have the look for it. Maybe Solar? I think I've been into Solar. That's quite pink. That's like maybe Life on Mars. It's so pretty. I actually think this is really pretty. I'm thinking if I put it over that purple though, it's going to lose it. I could put it in my inner corner. Go in like this. I might just end up going in with my finger. I'm gonna try to go in a little bit. I want to lose the purple completely, but I want to enhance it ever so slightly. I think I'm gonna have to go into the pink blush, right? From Essence? Or mauve. Or even like, actually any blush will work with this. What do we think? Pretty, right? I like it how it's multicolored. I might want to deepen out the outer corner a little bit, but what palette to do that with? Let me look at Huda Beauty. There's this dark shade over here. That one might work. Let's do that. Let's just try to go into everything. This one is Vortex. And it kind of brings that purple back because this is a little purpley. Yeah, so me and my mom did each other's makeup, and I went first, so I did her makeup, and I thought she looked absolutely stunning. She looked stunning without it, but you know, she hardly wears makeup these days. She used to wear a lot more, and so I did her. I think I did a very nice, classy look on her. She just started wiping it off. She's like, I'm not used to all this makeup. It's too much. And then she did my face. We didn't film it or take any pictures because quite honestly, it wasn't for that purpose. It was just to have some fun. But I wish I'd taken like a couple pictures because she fixed whatever I did to her satisfaction. And then when she did mine, She barely put any makeup on. She's like, you don't need makeup. And she's like, no, I'm not even gonna put mascara on you. I'm like, what? You don't even put, like, I can't leave the house without mascara. I know I'm that type of person. I like to have mascara at least. And she's like, you don't need it. And I'm like, no. So we're honestly like complete opposites now with how we like our makeup. She feels like less is more, but her less is literally bare minimal, but a lot of blush. She put a lot of blush on me. And honestly, at the end of the day, right before I was going to wash my face and like take it all off, I was like, you know what? It still looks pretty. It still looks good. She knows what she's doing. It's just not my preference. So that was fun to do because I've been wanting to do her makeup. Okay, I think that's it with the eyes. I'm going to keep the underneath as always like a bare because I feel like whenever I put makeup under my eyes, it makes my eyes look smaller and I don't like that. All right, so I think in terms of blush, we also have highlighter we still need to do. I don't think I'm going to go into this one, although I think this works really nicely with this tealy bluey green color. I think that works nice with orange. I think I will lean more into either pink or mauve. A part of me wants to go full on pink, so this might be a mistake. And you can see my skin is way darker than it should be. I am kind of, yeah, it's fine. All right, so let's go into this one. It has a little poof. So obviously these are like trying to be like Charlotte Tilbury or whatever. It was so hard to grab one that was clean though, because the way that they have all the counters, everybody just opens everything up. But I was able to get all of the ones that I picked up. They were all brand new and they hadn't been like swatched or like a little bit dirty, because a lot of them were a little bit dirty. So obviously they had been opened up. Thankfully this one hadn't been opened up, so that was nice to see. I don't know how fast these dry down. So we're just gonna go like that. And then, what's a good brush? I don't think I have a good brush, so we're just gonna go like this. Honestly, not that pigmented. I mean, I thought it would be worse. I feel like the Gloss Gods is way more pigmented. I say that, I'm probably gonna put way too much on now, but it's pretty. It's a pretty color, and it's, from what I can see, it's blending out just fine. I have like all these palettes in front of me, so I keep grabbing something different to see what I look like. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe I need to put more over this side. Yeah, this one's dried down a little bit, so I need to put a little bit more. Try to mask that. It's pretty. I've always avoided these types because I'm just like, I don't need liquid blush, but I'm kind of getting into them, I think. It smells good too. Wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, it smells nice. Okay, I think that's very, very blushy. I'm gonna close that. Okay, those are very blushy. I'm just gonna turn it down ever so slightly. Okay, okay. Let's get the liquid highlighter. Now this one is probably gonna be similar to the other Essence one that I, like the Magic Filter, which just the way that I use it, I tend to, I don't know, it's probably gonna be quite similar. God, I look so brown in the viewfinder, and then this is a white. So yeah, I definitely, oh, this smells like caramel. They smell, not in a bad way. They smell really, really nice. But now my face smells like caramel. I do look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. It's that foundation. It's just too dark. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled it. I should have just pulled something else, because I swear I'm probably not going to use it now. I'm probably just going to use the Wet n Wild and be done with it. This is just far too dark for me. Oh well. Is that glowy? It's not very glowy, but it does give a little bit of a sheen. Okay, let's go into my mascara. Obviously I didn't pull a new mascara this time because I'm still working on my Essence Get Big Lashes. This is pretty much like an Essence Get Ready With Me was a splash of some other stuff. I mean, no, it's not all essence, but there's a lot of it. All right, let's keep up with the theme in terms of essence theme. We're gonna go into the Tinted Kiss. This is a nice shade. So this is shade 3, which is much more of a pinky mauve. And like I said, I already have one of these, but they're like an orange, like a brick orange, which I love. And I love the formula. So let's just, oh, it's a lot peachier than I was expecting. Oh, this is nice. All right, that's that. I think I want to put some lip liner on those just to like darken the corners and maybe try to do something a little bit different. Another like sort of brownie nude shade. This is Run Don't Walk. And spoiler alert, I have like tested this. I tried it yesterday. But I'm wondering if I can use this. No, I don't think it's dark enough. Wait, hold on, let me get another one. I got this one, which is Chestnut Perfection, and I have not tried this one. So yeah, this one's quite a bit darker. I've just made my lips look so dirty. What have I done? I'm seeing so many people be like, mix your lip products. And I'm like over here, yeah, okay. I like barely wear them. And then when I do, I only wear one thing. I think, let me try something else. Let's go into the Essence, the Slim Stick. This one is probably, yeah, this is more mauvey. I think I'm gonna go into this one. I don't think that lip tint is what I was going for. Oh yeah, this is more mauvey. But now I have no idea what I've done or how I've got to this point. You know what I mean? It's all been like a bit of a mixed bag, but I think we're gonna stick to that. I think. Let me just put a little bit more of this Technic powder, but I'm just gonna like put it over. Oh my god, it's flying everywhere. That's why I don't like loose powder. It gets everywhere. How do you make it so it doesn't get everywhere? Because it literally gets everywhere when I use it. I like my makeup. It's a little too glam for the time of day. For instance, it looks like I'm going out, but I'm not. You know what we're gonna do? Let's put on this because I feel like I wanna, let's just do it. We're here. It's almost the end of the video. Let's do it. So we're gonna go into the PLouise, and I think I'm gonna go into this one, right? And we're gonna do, this is BRB, I'm Building My Empire, and yeah, I can relate. Sure, girl. Yeah, this is what we're going with. We're going with a very shiny, fun little look. I should have done, oh, I want to do freckles. Let's do freckles. I know I shouldn't have done too much, but I'm going to do freckles. This is not the freckle pen. What am I doing? This one is lovely. It's my Nabla Freckle Maker. I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to enhance my beauty spots. Quite like when they pop a little bit more. And I've got this everywhere, as you can see. So I need to get rid of that. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Like a little couple of freckles, which are all pretty natural because they already exist. Not sure about the lip combo, but I was going for something. Let's zoom out. Okay, here is the final look. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Be honest. I like it. I like it. I actually am super excited that I went into the Makeup Revolution palette because I think it's not perfect, right? But I do think that I always have issues with the blend here. I do think it was a very pretty look. I like it. Could I do this with a different palette in my collection? Absolutely. I do have a few palettes that have these tones and I could do them, but it's fun to mix it about and use different palettes sometimes. So anyway, that is my little shop my stash. Thank you so much for coming and seeing me, and I'm very excited to be back. I have a lot of filming to do. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!